Good evening, everyone, and welcome to That Wrestling Show's review of TLC. Was it a good pay-per-view? Was it a bad pay-per-view? Or was it, as many people in the chat room said, kind of underwhelming? Well, let's just give a quick run-through.
This is the... this should have been the first clue. This is the first pay-per-view. I actually ordered this. Why? I don't know. This is the first pay-per-view I've actually ordered since SummerSlam, and this is the second pay-per-view I've ordered this year that was immediately following a fantastic pay-per-view. SummerSlam was very meh.
Underwhelming.
That should have been the hint. But I ordered it in good faith. We had a fun time. But let's get down to the matches. The first match we had was Dolph Ziggler defending the U.S. title against Zack Ryder. Now, I've never been on the Zack Ryder bandwagon. I never cared for him when he was an edgehead. I did not care for him when he had the fucking weird-ass tights. I don't care for him now. No discounting his wrestling ability, because the dude can't go. I just find his character to be the most annoying fucking character I have ever seen in the WWE. Bar none. But the match itself was actually pretty damn good.
I'm not sure if I'd want to say damn good, but it was, for what it was worth, it was okay. My big problem with this whole match is they kept going on and on and on that this was Zack Ryder's. Finally, he gets a shot at the U.S. title when it was 2 months ago, I believe, or 2 pay-per-views ago at least, that Dolph Ziggler was in a tag match, lost, and then had to fight Zack Ryder, and he beat Zack Ryder in 3 minutes.
Not 3, it was like 8. It was a good match.
I mean, don't act like this is Zack Ryder's, holy grail coming of age, title win. It's not. He already had a chance. He blew it, and all of a sudden they're acting like he's the greatest thing in the world. I'm not a big Zack Ryder fan. You can sit there and tell me that, well, at least he got himself over without using the use of the WWE machine. But there is a big problem with that because, and I have to point this out, you notice that after he won the title, 30 seconds later, the crowd was completely quiet. That is why. I'm so sick of superstars, wrestlers, mind you, that get themselves over, they wrestle, and then the crowd's dead. It just goes to show you that overall, the match was okay. It wasn't too bad. If Dolph Ziggler wasn't the guy he was wrestling, it probably wouldn't have been as good. He sold the shit out of every single move. He gets the win. He
made Zack Ryder look like $1 million.
Yeah.
And at best, Zack Ryder, in my opinion, Zack Ryder looks about like $100.
Well, maybe 99, but yeah, it was an okay match. I got really no problems with it other than the ending. Zack Ryder gets the win. Yay.
I'll give it 2.5 to 3. It was a good match. It was a pretty good, enjoyable match. Both men just made it all out. I have no complaints outside of the ending, but it was a good match.
Yeah, no problems there. The next match on the card was actually a bonus match. It was Air Boom going up against LAX. I mean, Primo and Epico. And actually, for what it was worth, this was a pretty good tag match. Air Boom is able to get the win, but Primo and Epico, they were the aggressors in this match. It was actually pretty good. And the whole Rosa Mendez thing, joining them, being the kind of obnoxious manager on the floor.
Don't turn her into fucking Melina, please.
Yeah, don't turn her into Melina, but I kind of liked it. This was pretty good.
I don't have any problems with this. This match came out of nowhere. But the match to me didn't come off as well as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting a lot of high-octane offense. There was none of that. As a matter of fact, it was pretty much Evan Bourne getting this shit kicked out of him until he could tag in Kofi Kingston. There weren't really a lot of high spots. It was a very mediocre, at best, tag match, and Air Boom gets the win. Okay. Whatever. It builds them up as a strong tag team. I have no problem with that, I suppose. But I expected a little more out of this match.
But it was alright. It was an extra match. You can't really go wrong with, of course, what they were giving us. Booker T got attacked from behind, and, well, apparently we're not going to get that match. More on that later. The next match was, I believe, the women. I believe it was Beth Phoenix versus Kelly Kelly.
Oh, my God, why are they continually making Beth Phoenix look like a bitch? She's getting her ass kicked by Kelly, then she's coming around, turning around, and winning, when in reality, she should just be dominating the fuck out of the women's division. I did not fucking care at all for this match. As a matter of fact, we watched this with my mom, and as soon as Beth Phoenix's music hit, I went like, oh shit. And she says, what, you don't like Beth anymore? I says, no, I fucking love Beth Phoenix, but I know what they're gonna fucking do. And they did exactly what I thought they were gonna do. They made Beth Phoenix look like a bitch. And they made it look like she barely beat Kelly. I don't even know what the fuck she beat Kelly with.
It was actually an alley-oop. That is the actual name of that move. Everyone kept saying it's a version of an electric chair.
No, it's not. No. But even so, oh my god, this match was fucking terrible. This match was just fucking bad. It's like they didn't even try. It wasn't the worst match of the night, but it was close.
Yeah, a women's match, WWE not getting off the ground. Well, yeah, surprise, surprise.
The engine didn't even start in the car.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that match in a moment. The next match was Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. Now, we have mixed feelings about this. It was a tables match, better known as the cock tease match, because they had 14 tables and they only used one of them. I thought for what it was worth, the match was okay. It wasn't fantabulous. It wasn't spantastic. It wasn't awesome. It was just, we've seen this match 3 times. Now we're adding a table to it. There's really not a whole lot you could do more. We had some people saying, well, Wade Barrett beat him twice. It's Randy Orton. But Wade Barrett, it's Randy Orton. But it's time, it's Randy Orton. This match was a fun match, but it wasn't a fundamentally sound match. It was kind of slow. It kind of dragged a little bit. The fans really weren't into it until the RKO through the table. Alright spot, by the way. Orton gets the win. Surprise, surprise. And the fans pop for 10 seconds.
I thought this match was bad. I thought this match was damn bad. Not worst match of the night, believe me.
We'll get to that in a minute.
And this disappointed me a lot, because this was the last match that really made me decide to buy this pay-per-view. Because Randy Orton and Wade Barrett have had great matches already. It's like, oh, this could be really good, because they're building the rivalry well. Barrett's gotten all the momentum. He's got Orton's number, so this, even if Orton wins, this could be a really good match. This match never got off the ground either. The psychology was there, but in my opinion, it wasn't very well executed. They weren't wrestling. They were trying to put the other through the table, which is good for a tables match. The psychology was there, but it wasn't well done, and the ending spot looked terrible. It looked fucking bad, and that's partially on Barrett because he overshot the jump. But if...
To his credit, the table was 2 feet too close.
It was really, really too close to the fucking...
corner.
To the corner, thank you. And his knees went through the table, not his body, so... this match did not impress me at all. It didn't get off the ground. There were a few stiff shots. There were a few innovative moments. Other than that, it really was not good. I'm being generous in giving this a 2 out of 5. I'm being very generous with that. It wasn't terrible. It's just that this particular... Every series of matches has a bad one. And I suppose that this is the bad apple of the bag.
Which is kind of unfortunate, especially with these guys.
Because they have great chemistry. They do work well together.
Just not tonight. Definitely not tonight.
Speaking of not working well together, holy shit.
We then get
we get a fucking train wreck.
We then get Triple H versus Kevin Nash in the sledgehammer on a rope thing.
I sarcastically quipped that this was going to be worse than the coal miner's glove match. I didn't expect to be right.
I mean, it had some good spots in it, yes. Kevin Nash took probably the most spots of the night, going through a table and a figure 4 with the ladder. But that's all you could write home about.
This was fucking terrible. This is WWE's answer to Hogan versus Sting, which actually fucking happened. I thought John Cena versus R-Truth was fucking terrible. I mean, my God, this match was boring. This match was slow. This match was just everything you don't want in a professional wrestling match. And this should not have been a fucking ladder match because there was absolutely no way that Kevin Nash was going to climb a ladder convincingly. Oh, just... where do I begin?
The only real place you can begin was it was two old men wrestling an old man match. This was not Triple H, Kevin Nash 2003. No, this is Triple H, Kevin Nash 2011. And Father Time definitely showed his presence in this match. This was very slow. This was very sluggish. This was very sloppy. I don't want to say that they didn't try, but the fans tell the story in this match. They were dead. I mean, Owen Hart could have fell from the Raptors again, and it would not have woken him up. It was...
This match was...
It was dead. It was
bad.
Absolutely dead.
I mean, this is absolutely the worst match of the night. On pay-per-view, it's probably the worst match WWE has put on. And this is going under John Cena and R-Truth at Capital Punishment. And that entire pay-per-view was abysmal. This match was just so goddamn bad. The only thing I could fucking compare it to in recent memory was fucking Sharmell versus Sojo Bolt. This match was that bad, and it shouldn't have been.
And it was 20 minutes longer.
It was way too long. I think that was part of the problem, too. It was way too goddamn long. This match should have... But it's a ladder match. A ladder match is supposed to be long and epic, but you should have figured it out. It's two 40-plus-year-olders going in, and they looked like they were just crippled. They literally walked around that ring like they were fucking crippled. Like they had no hips, and they had no legs, or nothing. Nothing interesting happened in this match outside of the fucking sledgehammer shot on the top of the ladder, which causes Nash to fall through the fucking table, and then Triple H is sitting there acting like he's Mr. fucking Kennedy or Anderson, or whatever the fuck his name is now, with the fucking sledgehammer. This match was boring, slow, terrible, and I hope to... Oh my God. Why did I pay for this?
I don't know. Then we get the upper match of the evening.
I didn't pay for Final Resolution. I guess I have to look forward to that.
Well... We then get the upper match of the evening, which is Sheamus going up against Jack Swagger.
Which was not advertised at all. It was a bonus match.
But yet, when I say upper match, I mean this match woke the people up. Sheamus and Swagger wrestled, I think, for 6 or 7 minutes, and this woke the crowd up. When Sheamus and Jack Swagger have a better match than Kevin Nash and Triple H...
They need to get out.
You know there's kind of a problem with some of the booking here. Sheamus, Swagger, an okay match. Wasn't great. It wasn't bad. Just kind of an okay match. Swagger did
good filler.
Swagger did 2 new moves, which are exactly the same move, but he did 2 new moves. A chop block to the knee and a chop block to the knee. Sheamus wins. Surprise, surprise. I'm not really caring much for the Sheamus character anymore. I'm kind of done. And
don't want him to be a face because they didn't build him as a face correctly.
No, but you know it woke me up, and I'm kind of glad for that.
This match was not bad at all. This match was not good at all. It was a good filler. It was short. It was about as short as the Kevin Nash Triple H match should have been. Sheamus goes over again. It's sad that both of these guys are former world champions. And this is what they're relegated to. Jack Swagger, you might as well just quit. Because they're not going to do anything with you. You are pretty much Barry Horowitz at this point.
Yeah, it's...
You're riding on... No. Who else was in the Heenan family when Mr. Perfect was Intercontinental Champion? Because whoever was riding on Mr. Perfect's coattails, that's what Jack Swagger is right now.
Well, I can't say that's Rick Rude, but... The Barbarian, there you go.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so Jack Swagger is the Barbarian to Dolph Ziggler's Mr. Perfect.
Which is kind of unfortunate because Ziggler lost. The next match of the card, if I'm not mistaken,
the World Heavyweight Championship.
It was the World Heavyweight Championship match, and this was
really good for what it was.
You know, that's kind of funny, because while he liked it, I was kind of on the fence. It was okay. It wasn't great, though. I was into it, but at the same time, I'm going, you know, this is like the 5th time we've seen this match. I'm kind
on pay-per-view, yeah.
I'm kind of done with it, to be honest. Yeah, you're adding a chair element to it, but I'm kind of done with it. But Big Show gets the win. And
wow.
I was a little
quick.
I was surprised.
This was a quick match. I mean, it was like over like that. Because Mark Henry slammed his hand into the stairs and he worked on that, so it's like, oh shit, he can't use the punch. They did some good spots at the chairs, beat the shit out of each other with the chairs. They didn't make this a wrestling match, which was good. And it was about as short as the Triple H Kevin Nash match should have been. This match I thought it wasn't good, but it was good for what it was. I have no problem with this match. It was nice. It was short. It was, you know, I was into it because of how it started. Big Show throwing all the fucking chairs in the ring. It's just like, all right, these two are gonna beat the shit out of each other. It's gonna be Godzilla versus King Kong. There's gonna be shit flying around. It's just gonna be a fight, and that's what it was. And I have no problems with it.
And then Big Show gets the title. Mark Henry takes him out. Enter Daniel Bryan, who cashes in and becomes new World Heavyweight Champion, and the fans are jumping up and down. It's a celebration. New Orleans gets flooded again. The second coming of Christ shows up.
I don't know how to feel about this, honestly.
And I'm kind of the same way with him. While I'm happy he won, at the same time, it's kind of a heelish, dickish thing to do, because prior to the match, Big Show hadn't had a world title since 9 years.
2002.
Since 2002. He just won it and he just lost it. Now, some people are going to say, oh no, Daniel Bryan's turning heel. No, he's not. Just get that idea out of your head. He's not turning heel.
It's possible, but if they turn him heel, they're going to make him the heel we don't want.
Yeah.
They're going to make him into a swagger heel, and you know that's going to happen. I don't really know how to feel about this because everybody loves Bryan Danielson because of what WWE did to him. Everyone wants to get behind him. Everybody wants to... You know, and I can guarantee you, they're not going to turn Bryan Danielson heel because he's got too much heat with Michael Cole.
Exactly. It's just not going to happen.
It won't happen. I don't...
If anything, Show's going to become a heel and punch some face.
Oh my god, that's going to make so much more sense. Although I have seen this somewhere. I don't know where. But anyway. If someone's watching, he'll understand that. I don't really know how to feel about this. Because Jack Swagger did the same thing with Chris Jericho. And they cut his nuts off.
There's not much left to cut off of Daniel Bryan.
No, there really...
Just maybe foreskin, if that.
There really, really isn't. We'll see where this goes. I like the fact that Daniel Bryan has the title. But I would have loved to see him main event WrestleMania.
Well, he still might, but
no, he won't.
We'll see where exactly where this goes.
I don't really have a whole lot of faith, and I'm sorry to say that, but I don't have a lot of faith in Bryan Danielson's title run. I really don't. Prove me wrong, please. Prove me wrong. Because I was proved wrong on his birthday when I said that I wasn't going to be fooled with the Kane thing. And I was proven wrong, and I loved it. So, prove me wrong again.
And Big Show had the shortest world title reign in history.
Shorter than Yoko.
Shorter than Yoko.
Shorter than Andre.
Shorter than Andre the Giant. Yeah.
I think so. I have to go back and actually clock that, because I believe Andre the Giant's is at 2 minutes.
It was short, like the Triple H Kevin Nash match that should have happened. Okay, now we finally get a match that we're all kind of looking forward to.
Before we get to that, we were going to have this match earlier in the night. Booker T comes out, and he gets jumped again.
By Cody Rhodes.
So we're thinking, okay, this match is not going to happen. Because they've given us Sheamus and Swagger. This match is not going to happen.
No, they were teasing us.
No! This match is going to actually happen.
Booker T versus Cody Rhodes, Intercontinental title. This is the semi-main event.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
The Intercontinental title gets placed between the two world titles and isn't a 5-minute match. It's an actual good, solid wrestling match. This really builds the Intercontinental title back to where it should be. Cody Rhodes has brought credibility back to this title, win, lose, or draw.
And what a pretty good match this was, too. Booker
T can still go.
Booker T can still go. He's definitely not the Booker T of 2002. He's definitely not the Booker T of 2000. But he's Booker T. He didn't really lose much of a step. I didn't really see any mistakes from his part. I didn't really see a lot of ring rust. He was a little slower than normal, but he held his own. Cody Rhodes gets the win, not with Crossroads, because Booker T is a big son of a bitch.
Booker T's like 6'5", something
and
like that.
Cody Rhodes gets the win, and you know what? I'm happy. I'm actually really happy with the way this match turned out.
Yeah, I have no complaints about it. I was actually surprised that the match was going to happen. And I thought Booker T was going to jump Cody at the start. But no, this match came off as good as it could. Booker T can still go. And he always could. Even when he was in TNA, Booker T could still go. He didn't have that heart. He didn't have that passion. He doesn't really have it here, but he still put on as best of the performance as he could, which is all we can ask, and it was really good. Cody Rhodes went out there and did what he did, and Cody Rhodes wins. He gets the rub over Booker T. This makes Cody Rhodes, again, a credible Intercontinental Champion, because unlike The Miz, who beat Jerry Lawler, who really can't wrestle anymore, Cody Rhodes beat somebody who semi-retired, but still can kick your ass.
And is in his 60s. And then, speaking of in their 60s, it's now time for the main event of the evening.
What?
It's just a segue I use for
that. That was a terrible segue.
Well, we got John Laurinaitis, who had a 60-second career.
That was a terrible segue.
I don't care.
That was about as terrible as a segue as the fucking CM Punk video promo for John Laurinaitis.
Well, at least it was shorter than the Triple H Kevin Nash match that should have happened.
Yeah.
So we then get the triple threat main event, which is CM Punk. Yeah, I almost said John Cena. CM Punk, The Miz, and Alberto Del Rio in a TLC match.
Have you noticed his name hasn't shown up?
At all.
That is weird.
And that's kind of, yeah. And this match was, for lack of a better term, definitely a main event.
This is definitely a match of the night, too.
This was definitely the match of the night. Del Rio, Miz, and CM Punk worked very well together.
Absolutely.
Not a whole lot of new, innovative spots, with the exception of Del Rio using the chair in the cross-arm breaker and the handcuffs.
And yeah, Ricardo handcuffing CM Punk to the ladder, which psychologically is good, but at the same time, strategically is stupid.
Not a smart idea, because he's attached to the ladder.
He's right there.
This was actually a really good main event. The whole thing of the night was CM Punk was handcuffed to the ring rope, or the bar actually. Miz is teasing him that you can't hit me. Well, yeah, you
Roundhouse.
can. But the problem is, now how the hell is Punk going to get out of the rope because he can't climb the ladder?
I cannot believe that he did this.
So, of course, Punk figures, screw it, take the padding off, unscrew the buckle, and climb up and get the belt.
He unscrews the buckle with his hands. If you've ever been to a WWE live event and you've seen them change the ropes,
they usually use a wrench.
Or they have two people turning that son of a bitch.
It was kind of a smart spot there. CM Punk gets the win, and, you know, I'm happy. It wasn't an over-the-top, oh my god, John Cena got beaten by 10 people and now he just 1, 2, 3, it's over. No, it was a smart victory. How do you get out of handcuffs without the key? Well, you find a way out. You sneak out, you slip out, you unbuckle something. It was smart wrestling. Go figure.
Oh, there were so many great spots in this match.
And send all your get well wishes to
Ricardo
Rodriguez.
Please. I'm being actually kind of serious on that because he took a nasty, nasty bump. One of the high spots of this match is CM Punk's going to superplex Miz on the outside through the fucking table, and Del Rio does that running enziguri kick, and CM Punk deep throats his foot. He takes it dead in the face. Oh my god, that was sick. And then Ricardo almost became the WWE champion.
Ricardo deep-throated the fucking floor.
He's fallen on, and he misses one of the tables, which is fine and happens, but there's no support from the table that he falls through, and he fucking splats the floor, like, just straight flat on his shoulder, and he, like, bounces. Ooh, that was a sick spot. So Ricardo I hope to God you show up on Raw tomorrow.
Ricardo just might be dead. And I'm not saying that jokingly. Ricardo just might be dead.
Fucking hurt.
Even the referees just flew to the corner. I mean, usually they go, we might want to walk over there.
Those refs ran, and as soon as Ricardo stopped moving, they ran back. It was disgusting. That was a nasty, nasty fall. Miz, CM Punk, and Alberto Del Rio have incredible chemistry. I didn't think that this match was going to come across as well as it did. So I know CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio have amazing chemistry. Their Survivor Series match is proof of that. Miz and CM Punk have had great chemistry, but we didn't see much of Miz and Alberto Del Rio leading up to this match, and all three of them they didn't hit it out of the park, but they scored a run for sure. This was definitely match of the night. I'd give it 3 stars. All 3 guys just worked their asses off. 4 guys, you count Ricardo. All of them just worked their asses off. And, yeah, everybody looked dominant at one point in time in this match, especially with the Miz just psyching out CM Punk in the corner. I loved every minute of that. And I'm like, I'm waiting for that kick, and there it was. This match was really, really good. I enjoyed it. CM Punk goes over. I have no problem. I wouldn't have had a problem if anybody went over. But CM Punk went over. Yay, awesome. The title, no more hot potato. For a while, at least. And TLC closes on a good note.
Yes, it does close on a good note. But now the real question is, on this roller coaster ride that was TLC, the final pay-per-view of 2011, thank God, where does it rank in the ranks of pay-per-viewdom?
This is definitely no Money in the Bank. This is definitely no Survivor Series. But at the same time, it's definitely no WrestleMania, and it's definitely no Capital Punishment.
For me, and I'm going to be fair, out of, I'll say 5 stars, I will give this a 2.5. Mainly for the fact that if you take out all of the matches and just did the main event, the two world title matches, you can go home satisfied. Every other match, and I hate to say this,
well, the Ziggler-Ryder match was still good.
It was still good, yes, but it didn't need to happen. The Cody Rhodes match didn't need to happen. The Triple H Kevin Nash match
definitely did not need to fucking happen.
The women's title match didn't. All these matches were kind of unnecessary. They were thrown together. Whereas Mark Henry and Show have had a rivalry, and CM Punk, Del Rio, and Miz have had a rivalry. Those are the 2 matches mainly to watch this show for. Other than the U.S. title.
Orton and Barrett, but that match didn't get off the ground.
Yeah, that's true. All the matches we thought that were going to be good, with the exception of 2, did not get off the ground. And all the surprise matches turned out better than we thought they were going to be because they're surprise matches. So we had no expectations. I'll give it 2.5 stars out of 5. That's being very generous. Wasn't the worst pay-per-view, but it was very underwhelming. The crowd told the story, and they're in Baltimore.
That's a kind of a hot crowd.
It's kind of a hot crowd. They're not as loud as, Philly or New York, but they were kind of dead tonight. And
they've had good shows, and it shows. They've been lively. They've had good shows. They've had bad shows. This is one of those bad ones.
This is one of those bad shows where you don't feel bad that the crowd is kind of sitting there on their ass.
I go on a scale of 10, and I'm being generous as well. I'm giving it 5.5. This ranks right there with SummerSlam. It's a very underwhelming pay-per-view, and the reason why I bought this is because it looked good. Money in the Bank had no build, with the exception of 1 match, and that was a fucking amazing pay-per-view. So they might have pulled another one here. Unfortunately, they didn't. No John Cena, which I know is fucking... It shouldn't be a complaint, but it is to me. That gives a lot of people nobody to hate. When you want to see a John Cena match, whether you're a fan or not, you want to see a John Cena match. You either want to cheer him or you want to fucking hate him. Especially now with the anti-Cena shirts that they are selling. You want to see John Cena, whether you're on... no matter what side of the fence you're on. No Kane appearance, which would have made a lot of people just fucking do cartwheels if you get the joke there. I cannot believe I just quoted The Rock. And a lot of the matches that we expected to be good to knock it off the ground. The fucking Orton Barrett match did not do anything for me, and that was one of the matches I was looking forward to. The Ryder Ziggler match, as great of a match as that was, it can't. 3 matches can't hold a 7-match card. It really can't. One match on Money in the Bank made the pay-per-view, but the rest of the card held that pay-per-view above the water. Survivor Series, 2 matches made that card, and the rest of the card held the pay-per-view above the water. This pay-per-view was held above the water by 2 matches, and the rest kind of just dropped down. So 5 out of 5.5 for me. This was no final resolution, but at the same time, this was no Money in the Bank.
This was definitely, again, a very, very, very
lackluster is a good word.
Very underwhelming pay-per-view. You can't say it was Cena's fault. You can't say there was no Rock. You can't say there was no Austin. There's a lot of things. There are a lot of theories you can throw out, but it was the fact that you had
bad booking.
You had a couple of good matches, but then the matches that were bad were bad. I mean, it's hard to recover from a match that is so slow and boring that when you have Sheamus and Swagger actually wake you up and go, oh, this is a good match. Not to say that they're not good wrestlers, but when that match is better than Nash and Triple H, you have a problem, and that's where...
When
Nash and Triple H should not be a downer match.
No.
I'm sorry, it should not be a downer match.
The match concept was fucking stupid. Maybe we'll do another video another week on just how stupid that fucking match was. When you have Big Show and Mark Henry moving faster than Triple H and Kevin Nash,
you have a problem.
Something is wrong. And it's not like Triple H can't wrestle.
You just can't wrestle Kevin Nash.
You can't wrestle Kevin Nash anymore. Kevin Nash... I don't care what fucking anybody says. Kevin Nash stopped being good on January 4th, 1999. Period. The only matches that Kevin Nash ever shined in after that were the 2 matches he had with Triple H in 2003.
And that's essentially it.
And this pay-per-view really evidenced the fact that Kevin Nash needs to get the fuck away from the fucking spotlight. I have never been so pissed off to see Kevin Nash on my television screen in my life. And I watched the Finger Poke of Doom.
Well, this just might be the end of Kevin Nash altogether.
Please, God, let it be.
At least the way they're building the story. But TLC, you know, if you watch it for 2 matches. I'm dead serious. Just watch it for 2 matches and be done with your life. Don't bother with the rest. Bother with the rest of the card, but... You know, don't expect, pretzels and gravy. Just don't. It's...
Pretzels and gravy?
Well, people like pretzels and people like gravy. So,
you don't put the 2 together.
Not together, no. But just don't expect a lot out of this pay-per-view. You don't. But other than that, that's it.
I'd like to thank everybody who joined us in the chat room.
Yeah, we had fun in the chat room.
We had a lot of fun in the chat room. You can catch us on thatwrestlingshow.webs.com. Every Monday night. Do you do the chat room on Fridays?
No.
Okay.
Because there's no live SmackDown.
Okay, so every Monday night, you can catch the live feed or watch it on television, whatever you have. The chat room is open. Me and DM are in there for every WWE pay-per-view, whether I order it or whether it's streamed. We have it here. Just go to the website. Go check out our affiliates at StylerPodcast.com. Not .tripod anymore. We have an actual website now. And, just give everybody a... And, of course, check out That Wrestling Show. Kane is back is the theme of episode... 21. Other than that, that is the review for TLC 2011. Up next is the Royal Rumble, which I will be ordering because it is one of the big 4. January 29th, and... Where are they?
I don't know.
I heard it was in St. Louis.
Well, Horton wins.
Fuck no.
Off of that lazy card to, the Royal Rumble. Until next time, we'll see you then.